Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is video number 18. We're going to solve some rational equations. This is part 2. So as you can tell from part 1, where we're getting a little bit more difficult here, and I'm just going to get straight to the point. First thing you do is look at your denominators. Make sure they're factored. Now obviously this one, everything is pretty simplified and factored. Now what we want to do is find our least common denominator. We're going to combine all the individual pieces that each denominator gives us. For example, this one only has a 2 in it, right? This one only has an x in it. And finally, this denominator has an x plus 7 in it. So here is my LCD. 2x times x plus 7. Now, I don't have a lot of room here, guys, so hopefully this will work out. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my least common denominator, I'm going to times each one of these. Okay? So let's see what we come up with here. So the first one I'm going to have is 2x times x plus 7 over 2x. Notice, again, all I did was times the numerator by my LCD, right? Plus, now let's do the same thing with the 3. I'm going to have 3 times 2x times x plus 7 over x plus 7. There's a equals there. And then finally, I'm going to times with that negative 1, so I have negative 1 times 2x times x plus 7 over x. Pause the video if you need to. So notice what happens here. 2x divided by 2x leaves us with only x plus 7. In the second fraction, x plus 7 divided by x plus 7 is 1. So all I'm left with is 6x, right? 3 times 2x is 6x. Equals. And now, notice the x's will divide to 1. So I'm just left with negative 2 times x plus 7. And if it's okay with you, I'm just going to go ahead and distribute that in my head. Kind of running out of room here. So that's negative 2x minus 14, correct? Negative 2x minus 14. Okay, so guys, now it's just a matter of solving, combining some like terms. I see a 6 and a 1x is 7x plus 7 equals negative 2x minus 14. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 steps at 1. I'm going to go ahead and add 2x to both sides. That'll give me 9x over here, correct? I'm also going to go ahead and minus 7 both sides, because that'll get rid of the 7. Already got rid of the 2x. Here's my equals. And now I have negative 14 minus 7, which is negative 21 on the right side. Again, negative 14 minus 7 is negative 21. And so, what only thing left to do now is divide both sides by 9. And so, I'm left with simply x equal to negative 21 ninths. Dividing by 3 is negative 7 over 3. Okay, pause the video if you need to. So the answer again was negative 7 thirds. Sorry I got interrupted with the video. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, so let's take a look at this problem. Now what makes this one different is, remember guys, we focus on the denominators. There's a denominator of 1 for the 2. And the first fraction, notice, can be factored. So we got to factor that real quick. So here we go. I'm going to do x times x. 2 times 3 is 6, right? How do I get a plus 1? I'm going to do a plus 3 minus 2. And notice, this will be my LCD because 1 is insignificant, right? It is a 1, and this denominator is x minus 2, which notice is part of this one. So I'm going to times everything by x minus 2, x plus 3, and here's what I get. I'll have 5 times x minus 2, x plus 3, over, of course, x minus 2, x plus 3, because we have it factored, equals 2 times x minus 2, x plus 3. It's over 1, but hopefully you understand that that's really insignificant. Plus, there's a plus right there. If that was a minus, make sure it's a minus. But now I'm going to take x minus 3 times x minus 2, x plus 3. That's a 3 right there, guys. Over x minus 2. Now let's see what happens here. X minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is 1. X plus 3 divided by x plus 3 is 1. The only thing left so far is a 5 equals. This, of course, has a 1 denominator, so I'm going to go ahead and distribute here, guys, real quickly, and then times the 2, or distribute the 2 real quickly here, and I'll do it to the side in blue. So that mess right there is really 2 times x squared. We actually have it already before we factored, right? Plus x minus 6. And then, of course, I'm going to end up with 2x squared plus 2x minus 12. Now pause the video if you need to. And I hope you understand. I did a little bit in my head there, guys, but all I did was multiply all of that together, and basically we ignored the 1 because anything divided by 1 is itself, right? And then finally, over here in my last fraction or rational expression, x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is 1 again. So now I'm going to times x minus 3 times x plus 3. Hopefully you recognize that as a difference of 2 squareds. And that's just simply x squared minus 9. Now combining some like terms, 5 will equal 2x squared and x squared is 3x squared. I have a 2x, of course. The minus 12 and the minus 9 is minus 21. Okay. And remember to solve, we have actually a quadratic this time. So hopefully you understand. I'm going to minus 5 both sides. That way I make this over here a 0. So I'm going to go ahead and, since we're running out of time, guys, we're going to skip one of the problems I had planned and just finish up this one correctly. So we have 3x squared plus 2x. So 3x squared plus 2x, right? And when I minus 5 here and I take the minus 21 with a minus 5 there, I get a minus 26. Minus 26. And now it's equal to 0. So guys, how do I solve this quadratic? Well, I'm just going to go ahead and try to factor it and see what I come up with. Let's try 3x times x. Okay. Ooh. Let's see here. You know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to factor this one with that minus 26. So my only choice, guys, let me back up here a little bit. My only choice, I believe, I don't think I can factor this one, guys. My only choice is I'm just going to go ahead and do quadratic formula. So hopefully you realize, follow the red, A is 3, B is 2, C is negative 26 there. So here I go. I'm going to do the negative of B plus or minus square root. The B is squared minus 4 times A times C. Watch your negatives. All over 2 times A. And A, of course, is 3. I must be getting tired. Let's see what we have now. Of course, I have a negative 2 plus or minus the square root. And 2 times 3 means my denominator is 6. Now, I got to do this whole discriminant right now. So that's going to be 2 squared 4. The negative times the negative is a positive. And I have to add 4 with 12 times 26. Okay, and I'm going to use my calculator here. Okay, so after doing the calculator, I got 316. And the square root of 316 is 17.77. And I'm just going to hope and pray I didn't make any silly mistakes along the way. But I'm going to use 17.776. I'm going to round that off to 17.78. 78 over 6. Now what I'm going to want to do is, of course, negative 2 plus 17.78 and divide by 6. And I'll just go ahead and do that on my calculator. So I got, sorry I'm not showing this on the screen, guys. And when I do it correctly, I get 2.63. 2.63. And now I'm going to do negative 2 minus 17.78 with my calculator and divide by 6. And assuming I did that correctly, negative 3.29. Now guys, what I'm worried about is I thought this one would come out to be a much easier answer. And I'm just going to hope and pray I didn't make any silly mistakes on this last problem. But the key thing is, guys, please remember most of my steps or procedures were the right ones. Again, hopefully I didn't make any silly mistakes along the way. Please make sure you learn how to solve these rational expressions. Study this video over and over again. And in a future date, I'll double check this, and if I have to, I'll replace this video with a better one. Until next time, bye.